We are live on Facebook. Thank you, Pamela, for such a powerful prayer. I'm Beth Copeland with Georgia Christian Business Network, and we are putting God back in business. I am so excited today. I did a live just a few minutes ago because I wanted to let you know and kind of a preview to the actual event that's happening right now on Zoom is you get to experience several of our presenters, our speakers that are going to be present on August 18th through the 20th at Lake Lanier Legacy Lodge Resort. Listen, this is our 8th annual God Golf and Girls event. I'm so excited to tell you that we have some cream of the crop, some heavy hitters, some powerful presenters. And I'm not trying to build them up. They walk like that. This is who they are. And I'm humbled that they are coming to participate in our 8th annual God Golf and Girls event. And I know that God preordained that they should be here. Why are they doing it? When you find out who they are, it's for you. It's just for you. And why do they care? Because they understand the concept that we're facilitating through Georgia Christian Business Network this year. This is the year of the double. And I know there are people out there that are possibly saying, well, Beth, you're talking about double and I'm barely making it. And then you're talking about double, but I'm doing okay. But whichever way, whichever end of the spectrum you find yourself, what I want to let you know assuredly, I'm more assured than ever that God wants to bring double into every aspect of our lives. So this is what I want to do today. I'm going to give an opportunity, and we're going to just go like popcorn, because what I need you to know is to experience a taste of GGG from some of the presenters and speakers that are with us today. So I'm going to park myself and I'm going to kick off with Pamela Bridgman. And then I'm going to ask that we just go like popcorn to introduce yourself. Tell the people who you are, what you do, and why, in a nutshell, for right now, you're interested in attending God Golf and Girls. Where you coming from? Tell us where you're coming from. And then we're going to go into even deeper in just a second. But this is just a brief introduction. Okay, Pamela, kick us off.
I'm Pamela Bridgman Bartell, and I am a licensed clinical social worker. I also hold credentials as a certified master addictions counselor and a certified clinical trauma provider. I'm an ordained minister and a United States Air Force veteran. I owned a healing journey counseling and consultation here in Cartersville, Georgia, way up here in Northwest Georgia. I call it South Tennessee because I'm about 65 miles south of Chattanooga. And I have been with GGG since the inception. And my experience for each of the 7 years that I've attended is that I've walked away refreshed. I've walked away with just a new motivation for what God has called me to do in this marketplace ministry. Although I'm an ordained ministry who also stands behind the pulpit, my main ministry is here in the marketplace, being a clinical social worker, and GGG helps to refresh me as well as to remind me of why it is God put me in this place.
Awesome. I love it. Thank you. Talk to us, Carol Love. Who are you?
Good afternoon. I hope that my internet is going to be okay. It just told me it was unstable. So my name is Carol Love. I'm the executive director for Family Promise of Gwinnett. And we are a shelter program for families who are experiencing homelessness in Gwinnett County. I love what I do. I love that I get to see lives transformed every day and get to work with amazing people. I have a great team and a great board. Miss Beth is on our board, and she is just invigorating to me. I am blessed to have her in my life. She's kind of taken me under her wing and speaks truth to me, and I receive it. So I love being a part of this organization to grow. And I'm excited because she has invited me to God, Golf, and Girls. And I haven't had a retreat in a really long time. And I haven't been able to just be with women and fellowship and communion. And I'm looking forward to that. Pamela, you talked about it being a refreshing experience. I'm excited about that. My best friend is going to come with me. And she texted me, she's like, I'm so excited. We haven't had a weekend away since before COVID. And so it'll just be nice to have that time away from family and kids and just get to sit in the presence of the Lord and glean from all these women who have gone before me in leadership positions and just really help me grow in putting God in the center of my business and what it is that I do. So I'm very much looking forward to that.
Awesome. Who's your best friend?
Jessica Banner.
I thought some people would get a kick out of that, huh, Pamela? We know her from Wellness Wednesday.
Wellness Wednesday.
Yeah, she's part of the Fantastic Four, and I met her through Carol. Okay, thank you, Carol. We're going to come back and get you to share some more in just a little bit. Teresa, talk to us.
Hey, everybody. Dr. Teresa
Dr.
Cantanella
Teresa.
here. I'm thrilled to be here and honored to be going to the Golf, God and Girls weekend. And my gosh, I'm a former healthcare provider turned direct response marketer specializing in Facebook ads. And I'm doing some AI education now also. And my ministry is a Christian women business owners mastermind called Women of Mastery and Faith. And I'm beyond ecstatic to spend this weekend with all the ladies because I did a Christian women's retreat this past April. And there's nothing more fulfilling and satisfying than being around other Christians and being able to say God and being able to say, I love the Lord, and being able to pray together and listen to each other from that space of God has us. And we don't need to worry because he's there for us. It's so invigorating. It's beyond invigorating to me. It's comforting and peaceful. And I'm looking forward to a peaceful weekend with everyone that's filled with joy and love. I can't wait to meet everybody.
Oh, wow. I love that. Dr. Teresa, you're so awesome. We all have such wonderful stories of how we met. So some of that's going to come out in just a little bit. I'm saving Heather for last, but I know that Lee Gant from Georgia United has joined us. And I'd like to ask you to just introduce yourself, Lee, and talk about your experience just briefly, brief introduction of who you are, what you do, and why you're joining us at GGG this year.
Hey guys. Yeah, I had a little trouble with my iPad, but I am Lee Gant with Georgia United Credit Union, and I will be joining you at God, Golf, and Girls. I'm excited to be the lunch sponsor. It'll be an enriching, enlightening weekend for all of us ladies. We'll come back refreshed and renewed for sure. So, hey there. Glad to see you today.
Awesome. And I am so excited that Heather Fink is on the line with us today. Talk to us, Heather. Who are you? What do you do? And why are you attending God, Golf, and Girls this year?
Oh, Miss Beth, it's so great to see you. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, perfectly
Okay,
well.
great.
I saw that
I moved
pool in the back
outside
of you. I wanna jump in.
Can you see it? I know, me too. Well, thank you for having us today. I'm Heather. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer here at Blinger, and I'm here today on behalf of Blinger and Angie Sella, who's on vacation. enjoying a little
Awesome.
time with her children, which is so important. And we're here because we were assigned to you, Beth. We were assigned to each other. I had the pleasure of meeting you at the Chamber of Commerce, the Christian Chamber of Commerce last October, I think it was. For the first time. I know you've known Angie for a while, but I feel like we've been assigned to each other ever since then. And so we're honored to be joining you at God, Golf and Girls. Blinger is one of, and Angie are one of the sponsors. And Angie will be speaking on Saturday, and she's so excited about that. And I'll be there on Friday and for the weekend as well to bling as many beautiful women as possible, as many times as possible, and keep the sparkle going through the whole weekend. So we're looking forward to it. Can't wait to meet everyone in person. Happy to see you.
We're so excited that you're going to be there. I'm glad Angie is getting some R&R with the children. She's just a wonderful person. I'm looking forward to everyone meeting her there. But Heather, you are just amazing. It's so refreshing to know with the level of business that Angie does through Blinger, to have someone as a right hand to be able to support. So what I want to talk about, and I want to thank you, Bianca, as you always support me. You're just such a blessing, y'all. She's my daughter-in-law. You will meet her at God Golfing Girls. And what a support she is. She just kind of pre-thinks me. She doesn't get offended when I don't respond because she knows that's not my trend. And she just does stuff and takes initiative. And so I just want to thank you for getting us there. For those that are joined over on the Facebook, and for even Toby for being here with us on Zoom. Today, what I want to talk about for God Golfing Girls is an opportunity, and I want you guys to chime in. I'm going to facilitate just quickly here the acronym for DOUBLE. And what I'm asking the speakers and presenters to do during the weekend of August 18th through the 20th to expound on areas within the double. We're going to cover from specific opportunities. We're going to talk about physically the impact of how do you double your life from a personal standpoint, from a professional standpoint. And I'm asking particular women, I'm assigning a particular area professionally, financially, that they're going to speak to and actually help us. Erica Jackson is not here today, but she is our Guardian Plus sponsor for this event. And she's also, along with Angie on Saturday, featured speakers. In addition to that, we've got other speakers that are not here today. Crystal Parker, who is where Dr. Teresa referred to, the U.S. Christian Chamber of Commerce. She is the president, okay? And in times past, just up until recently, of the Central Florida Christian Chamber as well. And she really has a big part in the platform presenters. Pamela has been a sponsor for GGG since day one. My day one from day one, or however they say that thing, that's been Pamela. She opens us up on Saturday morning with the clinical perspective. And this year, I'm asking her to talk mentally more. And then usually she either goes mentally, emotionally, but I'm going to have her focus on totally mentally. I'm going to have someone else come behind her and talk about from the emotional standpoint. And then there'll be someone else that will talk about an opportunity for relationally. Because all of this is all together with the double. But yeah, so the double acronym again: decidedly disciplined, optimally obedient, uniquely unified, boldly believing, limitlessly loving, and excellently executing. And I believe, well, girls, just chime in with me. I believe that if you harness these 6 perspectives as a part of your life, you'll start to see change and you'll start to see increase. What do you feel about that? Anyone, chime in.
especially decidedly disciplined. I think that it's no accident that Holy Spirit gave you an acronym where that flows like it flows, right? Because I think those things build upon each other, and you can't really do those other things. You can't even love limitlessly unless you're disciplined, because oftentimes, there are individuals in our lives that you have to be intentional about loving, and therefore you have to be disciplined to do that. And so I think that decidedly disciplined, being intentional about everything that we do is critical.
I love that. And one question that I thought of while you were talking, Carol had mentioned that she hasn't been to a retreat in a while, and with just other women, to get away. And I believe there's an opportunity sometimes that women shy away from getting together as a group. The uniqueness of God Golfing Girls is not just to get together with other women, but we have themed opportunities on each night for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And Friday is all about therapeutic. And on Friday, we're this year, because it's our 8th, it's a new beginning for us. Although I'll have to say, and I can do this and retain my modesty because Pamela already said it, I didn't come up with that acronym. God gave it to me. But this year, because it's a new beginning, we're going to have an all-white party on that Friday night to dress up. And women, you do you, but do it in white. Represent yourself. Purity, opportunities for, we got some dynamic speakers on that night. Lisa Luth isn't here today, and she opens us on Friday night, but we have another opportunity on Friday night and some wonderful things. And I don't want to go into all the details because it's going to be, I love the element of surprise. Where we are Friday night, the venue is totally separate from where we'll be for the remainder. It's the same venue, let me say that, but it's a different place. The magnitude of Lanier Resorts will blow your way. And I'm not even sharing with you anyone. I don't even know if my full team knows where we're going to be on Friday night, because when you arrive, that within itself starts to relax you. Because I told them something that we were missing, that we are going to miss from last year's venue. And I'm going to go ahead and say this. I said, one thing that we're going to be missing when I was trying to decide in January whether to do this here or not is water. She looked at me. She said, "You want water? I've got water." She said, "Here, let me get my keys. Can you take a ride with me?" Okay, OMG, we've got it going on like that. So tell me what you think about when you think about therapeutic. Teresa, Dr. Teresa, talk to me.
With therapeutic, I think it ties right back into being uniquely unified. It's therapeutic to be amongst a community with shared values.
Awesome.
It's therapeutic to be uniquely unified with those values. And
awesome.
It becomes therapeutic internally, emotionally, and the brain waves, I know they shift.
Yeah. Yeah.
I won't tell you alpha, delta, beta, but they're shifting, girls.
Awesome. What would be something on our transformation day when Angie speaks, Heather, that you think would be a big thing that she will share, or something small that will be magnified by your personal experience, that Angie would share that Saturday that the women should expect?
I don't know. I'm trying to remember some of the things we talked about on our last call with you when we were driving to Chicago. I know Angie's, always really very humble in her, how she receives her message and from God, and how she acts upon it, and with the obedience that you talked about. So I would imagine that, I mean, what comes to Angie will come to Angie, but I know she'll receive the message to share, maybe along the lines of hearing that message from God and acting on it. Is kind of what comes to mind. But I look forward to hearing, and I know Angie does, from all the amazing speakers that you have, and feeling that flow of how she receives and how she gives back to the other women there.
Wow. I know sometimes when women come, they feel as if they can't attain to the level of the speakers. They feel like there's a great divide sometimes. Well, yeah, it worked for them, or God did it for them. What are ways that you will help, any of you, facilitate for others the urgency of knowing that God has no respect of person, and to really allow yourself to be transparent so that they can identify? Because honestly, um, when I connected with ladies like you, I mean, when I reached out to Pamela years ago for somebody like Dr. Teresa, when we were in Florida last year, said, can I hang out with you all? And then the Heather and Angie's team, Heather and Liz and Liz, and getting to know them. When God brought into my life people like Carol Love, and even, I have to tell you, Lee and we're connected. Like, I mean, we're sisters, we're friends. We share on a personal level and a professional level, and we support everyone. But if I had a point in my life that I never would have thought that I would be connected to people like you. For Carol to ask me to be on her board and kind of pursued me a little bit. And I'm like, can't do something else. Can't do anything else. I'm doing it. Okay. I mean, how do you help women from the standpoint of where I used to be to understand that, yes, you deserve to be in the company of God's people, like just like this? What do we do? How will we help you to know?
I think it's through empathy, being transparent ourselves, showing our own vulnerabilities, and acknowledging that we're not perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm vulnerable. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes, and God still loves me and gives me grace and mercy.
Awesome.
Empathy.
I love it. I love it. Thank you, Dr. Teresa. Any other comments on that, please?
I always like to remind people that, the scripture tells us that God has given to all of us the measure of faith, and has given to all of us gifts and callings, not just, somebody up in a big house. No, it's the person down in the little house too, all of us. And so,
Wow.
I like to just point people back to, how we're fearfully and wonderfully made. And that doesn't just mean Pamela, that means you too.
Exactly. And God has no respect or person. What he's done for one, he'll do it for another. I know that you'll talk about the Blinger story and how Angie's dream. Would you give us just a little insight to the story of how Blinger came about?
Sure. Angie Stella is a woman of God and open to hearing his message. And she was sleeping one night. This was back in 2015, I believe, 2014, 2015, and had a dream about creating this product that would apply to your hair quickly and easily, just boop, boop, boop. And she thought, she got up, she played around a little bit with her daughter, Cambria, who was 9 at the time and turned 19 today. It's Cambria's birthday.
Happy birthday.
And yeah, thank you. I'll be sure to tell her. And then I want to get the story right, so I'm kind of taking my time. But then 2 weeks later, she had another dream, and this time God came to her and said, I want you to create this product. And so she's been on this journey of, you talk about obedience and believing. And now we're working on excellently executing still to this day, this vision, this dream where God told her to do this. And that's really the path Angie's in. And
We lost you for a minute.
Repeat. So
what did you say?
Really bring that dream to life, which the product now. Oh, sorry, my cable's not great, but I hope you caught some of that.
It's amazing. And trusting God when he speaks, because when I tell the story, what you just told, I said, just like you, that she had the dream. 2 weeks later, he said he came to her, you're to make it. And I say 3 years later, through blood, sweat, and tears. Right. That she created that product. But then guess what? Her first year, millions. It's amazing what God will do. But sometimes we have a tendency to believe that it's supposed to happen instantaneously. There's some preparation to things happening. What do you think about that, Carol Love? What's the preparation opportunity?
Well, you kind of tagged it when you said you can't get it instantly. I was thinking it's all in the waiting. And I've thought about my journey and where my life is a 180. Nobody would recognize me when I was in my 20s. Never thought that I'd be here. But I think that, we're talking therapeutic, going through therapy, doing your healing, allowing God to work in you and being obedient and coming to him, allowing him to speak to you and allowing him to pull back those layers little by little in order for you to step into what it is that he's called you to do. And it won't be easy. I mean, that boldly believing you're going to get challenged with all the time. You go back to the vision, you go back to what it is that God had told you. And, you just continue to lean on him and trust in him that what he's done is good. And I will tell you, I mean, he's done a lot for our organization, but then when there's some challenges that we have, it can be discouraged. It could be discouraging. And it's like, God, you did this, but what am I doing? Like, where am I off base? Or, and then just coming back, having people like Beth to encourage and, finding those people that can just help you in this process, because it's repeated. God's going to have us go boldly forth in multiple ways. And so there's always going to be some ebbs and flows, but just he's in that waiting period. What is he trying to do in the waiting period? I think for me, I'm constantly asking him, okay, so I get to focus on this instead. Like I can make this better while I'm waiting. So
yes. Oh my God. Wow. Powerful, Carol. Powerful, powerful, powerful. And the reason I'm excited about that, because she talked about boldly believing, but also uniquely unified is all in there. And I believe that the opportunity for women to join us is that we've got to start seeing ourselves as God sees us. He says that in Psalms 139, I believe, we're fearfully and wonderfully made. And then he went on to say in that same scripture, marvelous are his works, and my soul knows that right well. I think, and Pamela probably, or even Dr. Teresa could speak to this some, because of that past, that Carol talked about, you wouldn't have recognized me. Sometimes it stays with us way beyond its expired date. Even when God washes us and makes us anew and refreshes us, and we get some level of power and opportunity, we have some level of accomplishment, but yet we're still hanging on to the residue. You follow me? Of it lingers. It lingers in our mind, and then we're in the wrong environments that we're not thriving. And I believe that's why I keep even forming and hearing from God for my presentation on that Sunday. I'm still up as whether I'm doing Sunday or Saturday, but I believe it's that Sunday because I always get the opportunity to close out. And a lot of my message is on being uniquely unified. And why? I want to ask, I ask him in the beginning, why are you coming? Can I tell you something about these women that are powerful, walking in humility? Heather alluded to it as Angie is a sponsor, but not only is she a sponsor, but like everyone else that's sponsoring everyone else, Erica Jackson, they register just like anyone else. They understand that this is a cause that in the end, in November, as we gave out $5,500 last year, we're trying to double that and give out 11,000 to 7 different nonprofit organizations. I mean, to me, when we started GCBN and God's People Ministry 20 some years ago at GCBN, we're a small organizations, but we have a huge heart. And what we are saying, they understand the big picture. One of our speakers last week at NAC, we said, give, 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 and then ask. They're giving back. And when I thought about it this morning, I said, they want you to win. They want me to win. And you deserve to win. And it's that important. Because if I were to ask, Heather's flying in from Pennsylvania, Teresa from Florida, Pamela's coming from Tennessee. When I go visit Pamela, I feel like I'm on a journey. And she's still in Georgia, and we're coming, people are coming from all over. I'm not kidding you, from Texas, from Indiana. I mean, they're just really coming in for this thing. They're coming in not just for this thing, they're doing it for purpose because they want to sow into the lives of God's women. And they want them to know that God does have a plan and you are a part of that plan. One of the things is excellently executed. Why is that important?
I believe when you're in excellence, you're walking on God's path. So your feet are firmly on the rock where He has put you and placed you. And that's where you're going to thrive and be in excellence, doing God's work. And it's more about just executing. It's feeling it in your heart and in your soul.
Wow. Wow.
And
because you're representing. Go ahead, Pamela. Mm-hmm.
And when you're excellently executing, you're walking in integrity. And that's what God requires of us, that we walk in integrity in everything that we do. And that's what excellently executing is. It's integrity.
Wow. Wow. Any other comments on that?
I gravitate to this along with the others, but this one in particular, because my whole job is about executing and attempting to do it with excellence. So, I definitely, if we don't execute things, then nothing gets done. If you don't, I can't compliment Bianca and Beth and the team enough for the information that they send out and the packets that they send and the phone calls that they make and the text. That's excellently executing, and it's bringing us all together. If nothing is excellently executed, nothing happens, nothing gets done, or it gets done in a way that doesn't pull us all together as beautifully as you all do. So compliment
Oh,
to the team on that.
thank you so much. And I pass it right over to the team. There's a lot that goes into, you know, that any of you operate a business, but when you're planning something to this magnitude, I mean, something as I've got on my outfit, okay? This is at Chateau Elan in 2021. And this was the outfit and one of my favorites, you know. This year's outfit, we showed it, demonstrated, I think, on the virtual call. But guess what? I didn't even keep one shirt and one hat. I sent it all. It's at the embroiders right now. Because it's really nice. And I went like, there's my shirt and hat. And I was like, oh, okay, he had to get printed like everybody else's, you know. But one of the things is we want you to experience love like no other opportunity. The team this year, we're going in on Thursday and to set up because it's so much for us to do. And we want your rooms. I don't know, Toby's on the line and I know she probably can't show her face, but maybe Lee, someone that has the opportunity. Oh, Alpha Omega's joined us. Thank you so much. What I'd like to ask is for, you know, Toby, maybe share an opportunity of the experience from, if you can, you don't have to show yourself on camera if you don't want to. But when you walk in on that Friday night, because when we talk about limitlessly loving, we want it to be an experience and not to minimize what you said, Carol, about a retreat. Yes, a retreat, but a unique experience is what we go for. And Toby, is it possible you can speak to that for us?
Of course, Beth. Thank you so much. I would say that when I walked in, even the first time, I just felt like I was just being lavished, just like lavished with love, like somebody was just completely overflowing with love for me when I came, and I felt so good about that. So it wasn't snooty; it was just lavishly luxurious.
Mm,
Okay.
mm, okay. Okay. I'm sorry, I got a little full. I'm getting full. I'm gonna try to get through this. Okay. Carmen Caldwell. Oh my God. She's hearing this for the first time, but usually we have one speaker opening us on Friday night, but the Lord's pressed upon my heart. Really meant to reach out to her. She's gonna be part of that opening, her and Lisa Muth. Friday night is a new design, part of the new beginning for us. And you know, she's over on the Facebook side of the house. She was supposed to be here today with us, but she says, I'm sorry that I missed being on. She had unexpected caregiver responsibilities. But when I tell you, you are in for a treat. On Friday night, we made it like a standalone because so many women said that I can come on Friday. And we have such a great percentage of people still finalizing opportunities. And I'm just excited about that. But the thing that I want to ask the speakers right now and presenters is I know Heather said excellently executing stuck out highly for her, but what is one major point? You don't have to deep dive for us that you want to leave with the women for today, that you want to speak to, and you want to be a source of support or to help facilitate their opportunities to work through it. But just put it out there. Anything that you would like to walk them to walk away with from today.
Boldly believing. Go ahead, Carol.
Okay. Say decidedly disciplined. That's kind of the journey that the Lord has with me right now. I never thought that I would experience the gift of self-control and self-discipline in certain areas of my life. And He is showing me differently. And I think, Pamela, you might have talked about how you can't do the others. purely without decidedly being disciplined. And I think it's different things for each person. It's the things that someone struggles with. And when you're able to give that to the Lord and really commit to being obedient and following those ways that the Lord is pointing you to in order to be disciplined. I just think that's the journey that the Lord has with me right now. And that's what sticks out to me.
Awesome. Awesome. You were going to say
And I
something
was saying
earlier. Pam.
boldly believing. One, because we can boldly come before the throne of grace and make our petitions known, and he will, he'll meet those petitions, but also boldly believing that whatever it is that he puts before us, that he wants us to execute, we can do. Because if we don't have that belief, not just this sort of, maybe I can, but this bold, deep belief that I can do what it is that he has admonished me to do, then we won't get it done, and we won't get it done excellently. So I think boldly believing.
Awesome. Awesome.
I want to leave everyone with the thought of limitlessly loving yourself. Believe in yourself, find your inner child in your heart, and get to know that little girl and love on her. And that's part of you. Loving yourself is where love emanates from. And feel that brilliant love come from your heart to others limitlessly.
Oh, powerful. A piece to that. And I'm hoping the panel will deal with this, Teresa, for you and Carol on that Sunday, because that's how we close out, is talking to the ladies, interacting, being prepared for what they may have experienced and want to flush out prior to leaving. And one of the things that I find in my coaching practice, in GCB and in just live speaking, is forgiving self. And when you said love and self, that is so key. And part of the issue related to that, or the barrier is that I haven't forgiven myself and I don't know how to love myself. And so when I go to try to love others, I don't have it. And so to be infused with God's love and to understand the power of forgiveness. Listen, in order to get uniquely unified, I'm going to share something with you that God said to me about you all and being in connection with you. When I released and got off of that bus that I was on, that was taking me nowhere, that was keeping me in bondage, when you release people, not because you don't love them, because you do love them, but because you love yourself. And you understand your worth. Yeah. God's already got people up here waiting on you. Yeah. See, you have the anointing here when you're here. But somehow you're not walking in it because you're not in the right environment. But when you start to go up, there's a hand coming down of someone that he's already positioned to pull you up. But you have got to understand, you're asking God, take me to the mountaintop. You're already on the surface of the mountain. Yeah. So you're already in the presence of the mountain. You just got to start climbing. Now that's part of my speech. Now I got to come up with something else for 18, 30, 20. But at any rate,
you'll dig so deep on that, Miss Beth.
Yeah. Yeah.
God will put the words in your mouth.
Isn't that it? Isn't that it? When you are ready. What is that quote? Somebody, Pamela, Teresa, y'all, what's the quote? When the teacher.
Oh, when the student's ready, the teacher shows up.
Right. When you're ready to shift and you get that mindset, because God can't connect you.
No,
with those people. I can't get connected with Angie Seller. Angie Seller not talking about competition. She's talking about collaboration.
Yeah.
And if I'm still talking
Yeah.
about, well, so-and-so didn't like my post on Facebook. Really? 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 Or they didn't join my ministry, or they didn't. Girl, keep it moving. There
Yeah.
are people that are assigned to you. Okay, so we got to wrap up a little bit. Okay, I want to tell you this. I love each of you. You're just amazing. And I want to tell you, to those that are on the fence about attending, come out. It's an investment in yourself. But I'm going to tell you, because of these ladies right here, these sponsors, because of Lee Gant, for Pamela Bridgman, for Blinger, for Angie and Heather, for Erica Jackson, y'all just go Google Legacy Resorts and see how much it costs. But because of these ladies, we've modified. And some other ones, Lewis Registry, 2 gentlemen that I met. Please go out there and look at Lewis Registry website. They're doing great things for the kingdom. And Dr. Brendan Mines is one of the board members with Lewis Registry. He's also the team doctor of several of our NFL, local NFL, and other sports organizations here, and even Emory. And they are sponsoring us because they believe in what we're doing. When you realize whose you are and who you are in Him, and you start to walk in that thing, He'll start to connect you with others. Okay, I'm gonna close out. I'm gonna ask you guys just one more question as soon as I do this, and I'm gonna come out with that one-liner for each of you before I close. I'm gonna do our little housekeeping such. I want to tell you this, okay? I want you to tell us something exciting that you want the women to know about you and how you've overcome a challenge, just in a nutshell, but leave it like a cliffhanger. Can you do it like that for me? Leave it like a cliffhanger if you can, okay? All right. But if you can't, just say whatever God places on your heart. But I really wanted to do a teaser, and that's what I wanted to send out last night, but I just wasn't feeling well. Leave a teaser. And I know we don't serve a teasing God, but we want you to come so you can hear the rest of the story, okay? Because we can't tell it all here, okay? So what I want to say to you that have joined us over on the Facebook side of the house, I'm just excited. Jessica is over there on Facebook. Dr. Jess is there. She says, hi, ladies. I can't wait to see you all at GGG 8 Gaga and Girls 2023 8 The Experience. We are so excited. And Carmen said over on the Facebook side of the house, definitely an experience in excellence. So there's some comments happening there. But what I want to tell you about for Georgia Christian Business Network, tomorrow on Wellness Wednesday, hey, we're continuing our July series, Freedom from Oppression to Fully Experience the Double Part 2. And Wellness Wednesday, we have an outstanding platform of the Fantastic Four, is what Bianca named us. And Jessica Banner, Carol's best friend. Oh man, these people are clinically professionals, okay? We have Rich Oswald, who used to be on the Wellness Wednesdays platform. His wife has joined us, Christine, and she's on the platform with Pamela, who had to drop because she has a 1 o'clock. But I am so excited to be a part of that Wellness Wednesday platform. And we're helping you to strengthen yourself mentally and emotionally so that you can operate your business more successfully. So join us at noon tomorrow. And next week, Dr. Skeet, long-term sponsor, our charter member, has been with us since 12, 13 years at God Golf, excuse me, GCBN. He's going to be on the platform. He's an optometrist, and his title is "Are You Seeing Double?" I love it. I can't wait. I love that. Okay, and don't forget, God Golf and Girls, August the 18th through the 20th. Okay, tell us, girls, give us your final, and I'll close this out. What about you too, Lee?
I want the ladies to feel hope and to know that they're not alone. And when they're at God Golf and Girls, I'm going to share with you a story about I rubbed elbows and dined with kings and queens. And I've also experienced an environment where if there was an apple right there, I could almost touch it, but it wasn't mine to touch.
Woo. Woo. I
I
can't even wait. That's awesome. Wonderful. Who's next?
I'll go, but only because I don't think I can come up with anything as good as Dr. Teresa. And I just want to
That's powerful.
spit something out. Okay, so the two things, I love what you just said, Dr. Teresa. I can't
Thank
wait to
you.
meet you. Yeah, and hear about the apple.
Mm.
So just two little things. One, I know it's decidedly disciplined, but I keep being inspired. I keep being hit with the idea of decidedly deserving, because we've talked so
Ooh.
much about how we're all
Mm.
deserving, and I just had that sort of thought to share, that we're all decidedly deserving, or just recap what has been said today. And then I think the cliffhanger will be, and I don't know how much of a cliffhanger this is because I know Beth already knows the end of the story, but if you're on your way with your company, the team, to a trade show in Chicago and you're leaving from Philadelphia and your flight get canceled and they're all canceled for the rest of the week, what do you do?
Oh my God, I love it. I can't wait. I can't wait. You got to tell that one. I know it to a certain point. Okay. Because I don't, yeah. We spent an
Can't
hour.
wait to
When
hear
we
it,
get on
Heather.
it is amazing. And I was a part of the journey for about an hour or so, but I'm going to stop right there. Okay. Awesome. Carol, what do you have for us?
Well, I think that what I'll have, it's kind of like the hope message, but beauty from ashes, or beauty for ashes, beauty from ashes, whatever. That when you are kicking and screaming, where I have been at points in my life where I say, I don't want this life, Lord. I don't want to be a single mom. I don't want this life. Take this cup from me. And thinking that you can't move forward in life and that you're identified by what your circumstances are, that when you decide to let the Lord transform you and give you all of that stuff, He will continue to lift you up.
Woo, I'm getting such chills over here. Y'all, I'm telling you, Sandy is a standalone as well. I have to tell you, because that panel, not because I get to speak, but that panel is going to be joined by Dr. Teresa and Carol. You just heard them, but also Fern Sapp and Sabrina Reynolds. And I get to be a part of the panel. And I'm just so excited because you don't leave there undone. You know what I'm saying by that? You don't leave there like, oh, I got all of this information that these powerful speakers are bringing. The work isn't completed until your voice is heard. And there's an opportunity for these powerful presenters that are on that panel to give that feedback and to help you work through that. We cannot in an hour paint a picture of what you can expect on August 18th through the 20th. We have limited, but we do have some sponsorship dollars should you have a need. And so you have not because you ask not. It's important that you ask. And it's important that you understand, and I'm borrowing this from Heather, that you have to be decidedly deserving of what God has for you, because what God has for you is for you. So I want to invite you to join us on August 18th through the 20th, me along with my outstanding, amazing team. And I'm not kidding you, they are amazing. They register just like everyone else. Everybody sews in because it's a bigger picture. But I do want to ask you to come out and support, because I want to surprise them with something, and I need your help. And your help will be showing up. Okay. And all of these speakers that are traveling are just sacrificing their time, even if they come from around the corner, to invest in you. Please do yourself a favor. Show up and receive what God's preordained. Listen, thank you for joining us today. Those of you over on the Facebook side of the house, we appreciate your participation as well. Listen, God has a plan and you are a part of it. I'm Beth Copeland with Georgia Christian Business Network, and we're putting God back in business. Looking forward to seeing you soon. Thank you, ladies. God bless you. Take care. Bye-bye now.